Hello, my friends. This is Barry, and you're watching Barry and the PI. Well, we had another day where the temperature of the high was 75, and spent most of the day in 60s and about 70. Uh, so I didn't do much of anything that day. And then also yesterday we got rain off and on most of the day. And today I thought it was going to rain about now. It had dark clouds forming up over here, but just blew over. Uh, so didn't get any rain today. Uh, so I think it's now we're out of the winter and now we're in spring. So I guess this is the spring of here in the Philippines. It's nice, cool breeze blowing. Things are looking good in the yard. So I enjoy it. And hope y'all are enjoying your days too, wherever you live. And if you're here in the Philippines, I hope it's not too hot where you are. Uh, and that you're able to get out and enjoy the day. Uh, I was going to talk a little bit about something that I've been thinking about lately. Been thinking about my older brother. I've talked about him some here on some of my videos. He was born uh, disabled, physically disabled from birth. I mean, doctors had no real explanation for it. They believe he caught polio while he was in the womb. I don't know. You know, he was born in 1937, something like that. And there weren't a lot of vaccines. And the biggest, I guess, thing that my parents were worried about is that I would get polio. And fortunately, they came out with the vaccines, and I didn't get that. So, my brother was a special guy. Despite his disabilities, he exhibited, uh, he was really smart, even when he was just a toddler. He could started reading when he was like 3 years old. Uh, he turned out to be a very genius. Uh, and growing up with the genius brothers, you know he's disabled. It's good to have around. And I had a question about something, he could usually answer it. He was about 5 years older than I was. He never was able to walk a day in his life. Is He's quite a sight to see. Uh, its muscles in his arms and legs never developed. So he had very limited uh, use of his arms and hands. I remember they got him an electric typewriter, or I think somebody that, that something on there. I don't know. Some yellow things forming on the screen. I don't know this computer shit, this technology stuff. But my brother could usually uh, answer my questions. Like what was there before God? As I've been taught, there's God. You go to church, save your soul. And my brother explained that's it's more a question of faith, whether you believe that, you know, and we don't have any other way of explaining it other than through science. And science says the world wasn't created in a week or whatever, 7 days. It's over millions of years. And so I could usually get a pretty good idea from what he tells me, what he would tell me. Uh, and when I was in elementary school, there was a new family moved in, a Mexican American family, and the kid was my age, and so he's a good guy, and I took him over to the house, and of course my mother was always generous and behaved herself, and they fixed some cookies and stuff. So we went about playing, but later she said, "Barry, you shouldn't be hanging around with that guy." Why? Because he's not our kind. That didn't make sense to me. So I went to my brother. He said, "There's people that believe in you shouldn't associate with other people of other races. So it's just racism, essentially." And God, this thing, it's got a little sun there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe I should. Okay, I don't know. Uh, so it was always around, but every year when it got winter time, he would catch pneumonia and end up in the hospital for a week or so. Uh, these cold weather was hard on him, and he went through high school, and fortunately we moved to Austin because the doctors are saying put my brother in the state hospital and the state school, and we moved to Austin, and they went and looked at the where he would be going to school or living, and they couldn't do it. No. And fortunately, we moved right across from the Go Valley School, and the principal's house was right there across the street. And he had some kids, and so we got to know them, and my brother got to know the principal. And the principal said, "You can come to school here." And so he did. He went to school there at that Go Valley Elementary School. And the other kids accepted him. Uh, the biggest, baddest guy in the school, his name's Don Gardner, I remember. He took it up on himself to be my brother's protector. Nobody's gonna mess with my brother. He'll beat him up. And they became lifelong friends. And went through high school. I had to go through high school behind him. And all the teachers that he had, that I had, they said, your brother was the smartest guy I ever taught. The best student I've ever had. Uh, Math, I said, hmm, maybe I shouldn't be in this class. It's pre-algebra, I think. And he said, well, you can take business math. I said, I can do that. So I took business math for high school. Uh, but I also had Guy Bazell, the greatest, best teacher I ever had. He had won the National Teacher of the Year award. Uh, just the nicest, neatest guy around. And I took speech classes, uh, and I did very well in that. Uh, every time I would get up to give a speech, the whole class would, what's he gonna say and do now? Because most of my speeches were humorous, funny. Thanks to my brother, because he would help me write my speech, and he'd always give me some humorous things to put in there. So anyway, he when he finished high school, so when I went into the Navy, uh, last year, I think, and uh, so I was away from my brother for almost 4 years, and I missed him. You know, it was just a burden to me because I had to take care of him a lot. Especially after my parents divorced and my mother had to take 3 jobs to keep the house over our head and food on the table. Uh, so that was a struggle, and I wanted to help alleviate that, and that's why I went to the Navy before trying to go to college. Uh, and then when I came back, I had already taken the tests and everything, been accepted to the University of Texas. So uh, my brother and I attended UT together for a few years. And he, I mean, I'd be at home and all these professors would be coming over to the house one at a time. You know, one day might be a geography professor. I mean, a government professor who she was quite good looking too. She was a blonde, good looking lady. She was married to the dean of the law school, and she would come over. I always enjoyed that. It, several different professors, including English professors. And my brother he would take, generally you take 15 hours. That's 5 different classes a semester. No, he would take 21 hours and ace them. You know, always A's, A plus. Get that. But it was great going together with him. He made friends pretty easily. People liked him and recognized his intelligence. And so he was graduating, and the big question was where he was going to go to graduate school. And he had applied several different places, one in Pepperdine, in California and Oberlin, yeah, something like Oberlin in Boston. Pepperdine turned him down. Said they didn't think he would be able to fully, uh, because of his disabilities, that he would be able to make it around. And although some of the professors that had recommended him to them, they were very upset about that. But Oberlin, I think is it Oberlin? I can't remember now. In Boston, well, the UT English department paid for he and I to go to Boston and interview uh, with the graduate department in English. And but you see, my brother was persuasive, I guess, or people that knew him were persuasive enough, and they paid for it. Paid for our flight, paid for a couple of days at the Sheraton Hotel in downtown Boston, and all that. So they accepted him, said, sure, you can come. And so he went. One of his girlfriends, yes, he found girlfriends. Uh, she went with him and helped him while they were in Boston. Uh, and my brother had became professor of English at Boston University. And that's when uh, winter came, and winters are much harsher than back in Texas. And he developed bronchitis, bronchial pneumonia, and he died at too young of an age. Uh, so that was tough on me, and tough on my mother too. Uh, but he was a pretty remarkable person, uh, very personable, and I know all of y'all would have liked him too. But anyway, I've rambled on. Just sometimes I start thinking about him, and I want to tell people about what a remarkable man he was. Uh, Discriminated against, yes. I was young when I was pushing him around and say we went downtown to see the movies. People would stare. Some of them would say, he shouldn't be out in public. I shouldn't let him out in public. Pissed me off. Pissed him off too. Uh, People with disabilities, they can do a lot of things. They can accomplish a lot if given the chance and the opportunities. So next time you see one and somebody with a disabled blindness or deafness, help them along. Help them cross the street, at least. Uh, be kind to people, and the world will be a better place if we did that. All right. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching all of it, hopefully. And y'all take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your pets. Adios, amigos and amigas. See you again soon.